Okay, welcome you to today's class. My name is Maxwell. I'm an IELTS tutor based in Nigeria. I've been preparing students for over a decade plus on my English language, and also giving out basic English language tips. And one of the basic reasons why we are having this channel is to educate and inform non-native speakers of the English language about the basic fundamentals of the English. Today, we shall be looking at some common errors that are very prevalent in the English language. Today, we'll begin first with the sentence, the anticipated protest left the president more hungry than the decision of the upper house. So we have two key areas to concentrate. One on nouns or material. The first is anticipated protest, and the other the decision of the upper house. So in this case, since I have two things to compare, I will definitely use what I call the comparative adjective. The comparative adjective compares two items, two objects, two nouns in a structure. But the rule is I must not use two comparatives at a time, or I must not use a comparative marker such as more, which I have here, with an adjective. So if an adjective can exist in the comparative form without the marker more, then I should use that adjective in the comparative form. In this case, saying more angry makes the structure of the sentence inappropriate. So in a better way, I could say the anticipated protest left the president angrier than the decision of the upper house. So in this case, I would have to correct the sentence by taking away more and changing this adjective. Okay, so in this case, I have a simple adjective in the comparative form. So you have to remember carefully, once you have the adjective and it's making a comparison between two things, you definitely have to use the adjective form in the comparative. If you have markers that already have the comparative intonation, try not to compare or put together two comparatives like we did earlier on with more angry, as the case might be. So definitely the sentence you read, the anticipated protest left the president angrier than the decision of the upper house. Good. Moving on. Sentence 2. Mary is more closer to the teacher. Now, what could possibly be wrong here? Basically, I have Mary here as my subject here, and the teacher here serving as the end of my sentence. You could probably call that object, but something sits in between the subject and the object here. So you have Mary here, and the object you have teacher here, which is this. So the rule is, like I said earlier, I have two items here bringing in my comparative marker, and the rule is very clear about the usage of the comparative. You must not use two markers. There's the first marker here, and this is the second marker here. So I'd rather use just one out of the two. So instead of saying Mary is more closer to the teacher, I'll rather say Mary is closer. So I take away the initial marker introduced in the comparative we use earlier, and we just put in a simple adjective in the comparative form. So we say Mary is closer to the teacher, and not Mary is more closer to the teacher. Clear? Good. Let's move into the next sentence. And the third sentence I'll be looking at today will be that honest girl is most beautiful in the congregation. So what could possibly be wrong here? I guess everything in the sentence sits well here, but something is just basically out of place here, which is the use of most here. And the rule is once I have most, as a superlative marker, which is the highest degree you can have in a degree of adjectives, you must have it preceded by the definite article the. So in the right usage to make this sentence complete, I would have to adjust the sentence by adding the definite article. So also that on its goal is the most beautiful in the congregation, and that makes the sentence very correct. Okay, so we just looked at three different sentences and how we can use the adjectives. If you learned carefully from this, then it's better to start applying the rules of the adjective in their various degrees of positive, comparative, and superlative. Wish you happy sentence correction in your subsequent endeavors in English language. And if you learned a lot from these, I will encourage you to kindly tap on the subscription button below this video, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get future videos in the English language. Wish you success. Bye bye.